So good morning. Today is December 29th, getting to the end of the year, Monday. I hope everybody had a nice weekend for the holidays. Market was open Friday. I wasn't. So I hope everybody took the time off to rejuvenate. Anyway, we're looking at a market that's going to be a little soft this morning, it seems like, but you never know what's going to happen. So we're basically going to just take a quick trade and make a few dollars and see what happens. So this is where we're at. We're looking at the usual. We like to stick at it, and it's what we like to do. So right now, AMD is down about $3. Nvidia is down. Silver's down. MicroStrategy just popped up a little bit, but everything's down pretty much. We're looking to definitely fade at anything that's running today. So we got about a minute and a half to go, and we'll see what happens. And let's see what's going on. So to keep an idea going, we're just basically here to show our trades as we grow this channel, and people can see that it can be done. That's it. We're not here to do anything else. If we can grow this channel and show people that it can be done. It doesn't take a genius to figure this out, but you have to do your homework. Not gonna lie. If you don't do your homework, guess what? You're not going to make any money doing this. So a couple things that we're looking at, obviously, is the TQQs already went crazy. Tesla really just got slammed. Oh my God. So let's see what happens with Tesla. Its approach to 500 really just got rejected big time. So we got about 20 seconds to go. To the open. Let's see what happens. Let's see what we're looking at, and let's see if we can make a few dollars and go home. Let's figure this out. We're not doing 300 shares Palantir at the open. There we go. All right, so AMD tanking, Intel tanking.
Immediately taking a right turn in the market. When I say right turn, I mean down. AMD, that just hit the bid heavily. So already down to 210, down 2%, and still continuing to fade. So I was just looking at AMD because that was a chip name I was going to go short, but Nvidia 2% as well to the downside. So that is also falling immediately right hand turn. Bitcoin not very much. Silver is still hanging around that prior day. I want to see it break this trend down. It's pretty simple. Like if it doesn't actually break the trend,
everything just dropped at the bell. So let's see if we can catch something on a little pop up here.
Yeah, we'll take a small position here at 467. We'll just put 466 in just in case it hits it. But yeah, what a wild start for Tesla. It did get right up into VWAP. So we're going to use that sort of as our high right there, maybe breaking through the 200 period of 471. So very, very light trading. This is what we did on Friday. We had to wait for our prices to come in, right? We'll do that, a break of 471, and we will get out of Tesla. But so far, so good here. As we're short, man, we wanted that 467 area, but see, like we were just in the money about 70 cents, and then it ripped back up. So there it is. There's $1. There's $2 right now. There it is. Yes.
We just actually went long on AMD. So we're doing the opposite, what people want to do. And we're going to see if we can get a little bit of relief here, possibly get us back to VWAP.
So take $1 early, and now let's wait to see. Okay, here it comes. There it is. Yes, sir. There it goes, man. Now it's $3 on your trade of the day so far on Tesla. I mean, it is a nice move lower. Let's see if it can continue right there. As it was written, man, on your sticky note.
Okay.
I don't know, man. There it is. Tesla 467 short. There's a 464 print. So
all right, we're up about $6 on 10 shares.
The market is actually coming back up in a hurry. As I just
Oops.
looked over, Intel is bouncing, Nvidia is bouncing, Bitcoin is also bouncing, getting close to that 88K
Yeah,
level. We're at
everything
87.7.
bounced, but everything's
We've
coming
got
back down.
$50 in here.
So,
If it does
let's
get to it,
see.
silver is still, yeah, really not doing much of anything. Silver, it's hanging down around that 7%. We haven't made a fresh low.
Intel really rocketed up, which I don't believe
This will be
in.
the trend line from the highs. Obviously, as you guys can see.
Let's see what happens with Intel. So we went short on Intel right now.
Silver catching a bit of a bid along with the
Intel
market.
just went
If
above
we
VWAP,
are
so
still red, but yeah, it's
we're gonna think that it's going
not the
back
chip that's
down.
holding us up here, definitely. But look, the stock I'm looking at is going to be silver breaking trend. I'm not getting into any longs if it's not a trend break or above the volume weighted average price. But on Bitcoin, waiting for $50. It's at 88K level. That's going to be key for me. Okay, there's our trend break. If this one closes above the trend line on silver, I'm going to take the long. VWAP doesn't really matter to me at this point. I'd be looking for a 67 even.
Alright, we went heavy into Intel right now.
Going
short on it.
Again, yeah, well, sometimes you get a little lucky there. We are.
So we're really heavy into this right now. We're hoping that Intel definitely fades here. So we're into for 600 shares to the downside. So let's see what happens. I think it's going to be a fade. So let's just see that this definitely starts to fade.
Yeah, we're only here for a half day, so this is when we've got to put the numbers on the board.
So let's see what happens.
And there it is right now. It is
Okay, we're not trying to make a fortune on this thing. We're trying to make a few dollars and get out of here, and that's all we're trying to do.
463.75 to see if we can get that one as well. So there it goes, man. Downside on Tesla. Let's see what Rivian's doing. I don't know. I mean, Tesla could still blow up against me. I don't know. We're just gonna piece that out as we go.
All right.
Down there to $20 as well. So that's a name definitely to be concerned with if it does
All
bounce
right,
off.
we're making a move down now.
That I do
So
like.
let's see if it starts to fade here.
I wanted to have a look at that too, trying to break through $20. That should be an interesting level. They're holding 21 now, up to 21.15. We'll see, not too much volume going on there.
Let's see.
SMR, I see that printing around just a little bit here as well, down.
MicroStrategy's
upside
jumped
here.
up.
Straight up, man, up to $15. Yeah, man, maybe this is the year of nuclear, and we'll have to see. Of course, we're still in 2025, which has been a great year to trade some of these names. All the way to the downside right there goes SMR. All right, man. Let's take another fill at 464. So we do that. We're just waiting for that 464 break, which already happened, but there it is. All right, man. We just got that 463.75. So that was a good fill.
We're
for
down
us.
a little bit
We got
right now
463.74.
in Intel.
So getting less and less here on Tesla, but there it goes, man. Nice trade on that one. What's up, Harlaw? Thank you so much for that.
Nvidia, AMD, all going to the downside. So, but we're just waiting for Intel to go to the downside, make our money, and we can leave and call it a day. That's all we're doing. We're going on the wrong side on this trade right now. So, let's see what happens.
Yeah, I just waited for our entry there on silver. Let's see if we can get the push into the quarters. Oh, that's right. It's an AMEX stock. I hate
Oh
that.
my goodness.
That's AMEX is what I should say because my key's a little bit different. But we did have our trend.
MicroStrategy jumped up.
Back into about 67, which is also the volume weighted average price. So it broke the trend. We just looked for our reversion. Ultimately, you're down 7% here. So if you're mean reverting, what does that mean? It means you're going against the grain. So I always want to have a target in mind when it comes to silver. But watch out if you're looking at the overall market. The NASDAQ just broke VWAP and is going higher. AMD starting to get a little bit stronger too. So this was a name I actually liked this. Whoops. On chart. This is a name I liked all the way at $216. So it will take a lot of patience to want to be short this. But the other name I was looking for the short.
Yeah, so we might be wrong on this one. We might have to close it out.
It's been about 36.5 to 36.75 the last few sessions where this one is turning. So that's where I'm looking for the curl.
Not a good trade.
The way that things are going
Not a
right
good
now.
trade.
But this NASDAQ is really starting to go. You've got Nvidia also bouncing for anyone that's interested. That one's catching a very, very nice bid here. It's a bit of a V-shaped turn already. The real question is just how far is the V going to be able to go and carry through? I'm not completely convinced that you can't have a little bit of a turn when the NASDAQ tries to go green. And again, Bitcoin at 88,000 is also going to be a level for me. We're approaching that. We're testing that right now. So I've got IBIT up, looking for a revert there. Kind of a similar entry. Come my chart. I want this to break higher. maybe give me a trend break at that 88,000 level. But IBIT is here, and Bitcoin is at 88.
Yeah, wow. Okay, I'm gonna short.
Well, we're almost 50 cents out of the money.
Up to a level. Remember, we are getting out, like, we don't need to be in these shorts if the market's actually going to do this too much. But we wrote down, so we're out of pretty much, we have about 20 to 25% left of Tesla. We'll see what that's going to do for us right here. But here goes $55. So we wrote this down on the TQQs, keep it to 55.25 or so. So let's let this one breathe just a little bit here on the NASDAQ. And we'll go short right now on the TQQs upside and see what winds up taking us out if it does. We will bid as well. Let's bid a little bit there. We got a 66 there on Tesla with a little bit of nervous action as it comes all the way back to 467. But never fear, man. We're just going to go short the futures. It comes up to the level that we write down on a huge move there. And I was just sort of thinking the market was going to be a short. There's really nothing. This is why we wrote down 55.25 to get out of this if it does break too much right now. We want to play the short side action play here on the TQs.
Baby.
So right now we're short on the NASDAQ
Welcome in.
right here right now. I'll put a bid down here just in case it
Good boy.
goes for a little bit of a jaunt down to 80.
So we're just sitting this one out right now.
Get back to
We're hoping that this starts to fade.
there it goes. We do get that 83 as well. So
Yeah,
we'll see.
we're looking.
We now have gotten an
We're looking for this to fade right now, and hopefully that was the top, 36.68, a half dollar, and we start to see a flush on this if we can.
So there goes Neil. Oh, from short to long. Oh, you flipped over on silver. Okay, so no, Girl was long. Okay.
I'm sure IBIT's the short that.
Oh, Ivan's the short you like. Right. So silver long, Ivan short right now.
That was definitely some run up, I'll tell you this much. So let's see what happens. Let's see if we start to get that short going, and we can save ourselves some money. Because this market, I'm actually shocked.
We also have 3,000, which is approaching on ETH, which is going to be a big level as well. But I'm going to be focused on IBIT a little bit more.
So let's see what's happening.
SLV went halfway, but it just couldn't quite make that break all the way to the long weighted average price. What's up with my scaling here? Is that one bad? Yeah, it's going to be that one bad wick. But we broke trend.
So let's see if we can break that half dollar now. That's the critical point right here for us. Oh, there we go. It's starting to break it. Okay, there we go. So let's see if we can get a real nice flush going down into the 36s. If this can break below VWAP again, I mean, that was some run, and hopefully the consensus is that everyone is going to get off the bike right now, and this really starts to power to the downside. You know, we're getting some of our money back, thank goodness. We're about 20 cents away, which is a lot, don't get me wrong. Let's see if this can keep going to the downside. That's where we're going downside, so that's where we believe it's going to go. So let's see if it keeps going to the downside.
So far, so good. On my notes, said if it closes the 15-minute candle above 147, I look for bounce play. But the bigger story at some point is going to be this trend break on Bob, which I still like. For now, it's been rejected over and over and over again.
You get a little bit more buying going in.
We've been looking,
So it looks like it's popping up again.
I don't know if the market's going to go down there or what. Obviously, a lot of you asking me about silver right there. And yeah, I've been looking short on that thing. And I was talking about VWAP. So
There's buying going on.
So,
I'm actually shocked.
There it goes, man. Yeah, wow, bye-bye to that short side there. So yeah, it should have been a short rated there. Now it's breaking a little lower here on SL. We'll see you later on that one. Let's hope that the market can really start to go. I'm hitting 79s here. I just got those 79s. Okay, so we just got 79 there. Now the market looking to bleed a little bit lower. Now, wow, Bitcoin actually is on a nice run up to 88,000 again right there. So I only have 2 trades today, man, and it's short the futures, which came up in, which is the TQs. They're the NASDAQ, I should say. This is a triple levered ETF, so if you guys are watching out for what I'm doing, that's what I'm doing right there. It's not actually moving around that much. We did have
As much as this is trying to bleed down, it's not.
Minutes. We sort of just been barcoding. It's a good thing we got.
So let's see what happens.
Not much going on there. And honestly, like, Tesla's been a real chop, right? So, guys, why don't we just put it out a bit there?
You ate breakfast already.
I'm almost
Come on.
done with all of Tesla, and I'm starting to get there. I'm really disinterested in it just because of how much this can gap. Like, we were just there at 463, right? Good thing we took a fill there, and now it's doing this kind of an action. So I'm not really in love with too much, of what's going on here on Tesla. Just too much back and forth. I'm not really giving a direction. So I'm going to pass on that one. The only thing that I'm really, and I know Neil tried the long buy out there, which was good, but I really like the short and silver. So, that 50 period, we could watch out for that again, but I'm still going to try to be patient and wait for VWAP, and then GLD probably is following a similar pattern there. Yeah, it's even cleaner to the downside for gold. So gold getting hit a little bit more than silver there, and then maybe like the short early, but I haven't even looked at it right now. So,
All right, so I'm back.
short early, but as the
We're still
market
bleeding
takes off, look at it.
the wrong way. So let's see what happens. Okay.
Yeah, also too, I know the small cap. Couple of that ask stock. Remember talking about VWAP?
We're getting close to VWAP.
Weighted average price.
Let's see if this can break VWAP. If it breaks VWAP, we'll be perfectly good.
But still, I mean, that's just not.
We're roughly about 18 cents away.
The mask one.
So let's see if this can turn negative. If it does, that'll be fine. It's holding the 30 right now.
We're not really getting much of a secondary bounce here on Intel. Still gonna look for that 36.5. As far as IBIT goes, is holding a bit of a higher low here. I'm gonna try to reload this in front of 50. Still looking for VWAP to come in. We're right at that. And again, we're right at 88,000, and we've seen this story before at this price where you just sort of hang out for a bit. We've had a lot of consolidation at this price before and like multiple tests. I want to see if we can actually follow through.
It just bounced off VWAP.
A couple times.
So we need that to go through. Let's see if this is going to be.
Like the market's good and trying to go green, but AMD's already green and not showing too many signs of slowing down. 216 is where I was rated for short. So when it's this strong, I don't think you compromise. You wait till it at least tests up there. Hopefully you get like a topping tail candle, something really obvious or a trend break. But yeah, it's AMD that seems to be leading us. Actually, you know what? Never mind. Micron as well. Micron's already green almost 1%. So both those names looking incredibly strong. I don't know if I'm going to be a huge believer in them just yet. And I like the fact that Intel's already starting to break down. But it just won't give me any 50s. That's the problem.
Hopefully some of you guys believed in our positions here today because, I mean, we're 2 for 2 and we are absolutely monstrous over here. What's up, Kalua? Thank you so much for you in the chat cheering me on. I like that, man. I like that. Yeah, there it is. We do have a big trade alert happening right here, man. This trade is smoking right here. It is our TQQ trade. Look at that move. Back to the end of that one. Let's go back to the futures on this one. Man, we are now 40 cents in the money over here, which is a nice trade for me. And then we'll get the 57s. Why not? As we continue to kick it off right there. And then there goes Tesla as well. We actually got that dip right there.
All right, we're right at VWAP. So if this can break through, this will be a nice trade. So it's bouncing off of it. So it's breaching. We want this to go a little bit lower, just bleed a little bit lower, and we'll be perfectly fine. I mean, we're right there. Okay.
A good short on that one as that came right in and nailed that one to the wall pretty good right there. Tesla.
About 15 cents away. That's it. So if we could see a 20 to 30 cents flush right now, that'd be perfect. Perfect. And it's trying.
It's pretty red, needless to say, right? I think the bank's getting hit today as well.
It's trying. It's bouncing off of VWAP. Let's see if this can flush down like we thought it was going to.
I just saw that you won your PSA. It's pretty bad. Apparently, net yawning for the Professor Netanyahu, I just saw that's brand new, just came through the wire, at least here from what I'm seeing on X. So I want to let you guys know in about 13 minutes we will get pending home sales updates. I will be giving those for you right here on Best News Desk. So make sure to like and subscribe for great content.
Twice it's breached it. Palantir's going below. Nvidia's going below. AMD is heading towards it. The TQQs are right at it. Tesla breached above it. So Intel is right at VWAP right now. So let's see if it breaches it. Okay, it just breached it. And let's see if it can start charging down below now. It keeps reclaiming it. So let's see what happens.
Assume that is somehow. Why would that be
Okay, we're getting close.
So I'm gonna get out of it not understanding it. I mean, we understand how to trade around.
We're about
here.
10 cents away, 11 cents away, 12.
It
It keeps going below, but then it keeps reclaiming it for some unknown reason.
There goes the futures right down there to the downside.
So let's see what happens.
So far, so good there on our poster level. So we'll just
Okay,
wait
so
on
it
that
seems to have
there.
lost its bid right now.
Right now we have.
I can't tell you though, right this second. Okay, we're getting close.
So little boy, we're having ourselves a great day, man. We'll pay for a little bit of gas to be found in Buffalo.
All right, there we go.
You'll see Neil.
So we should be able to get out of this soon. We're slowly piecing it together. I would not say this, it just has not flushed down yet.
All I wanted to see is Stockholm 147. So hey, with the bottom, you're holding a higher low.
And we're hoping for that flush now.
You can wait for something close to
It's just
147.
bleeding slowly.
It was able to catch a reload. It still hasn't gotten all the way down to the volume weighted average price, but
Let's see if we
back
can
up to
breach it.
88K, and it's also putting in lower highs. So a couple of lower highs already. We're able to get 50s the first time, 49.9 the second. If they keep doing this, I guess we could be shorting it at better prices, or I guess in theory worse prices on the downward trend. But that's what I'd like to see. Don't want to jump into this one willy-nilly yet on silver, but it might have just been that initial trend break at 930. Could have been early. It's now double bottomed. If you can put in a higher low, maybe hold VWAP, then I can jump back into this one for the long. But I want to see
It's holding
some
VWAP still, which I'm actually shocked.
So we're gonna look for reloads continuously on IBIT, as long as we're able to get them. And yeah, that strength, lotion. That strength that we see in silver, I want a little more confirmation, for sure.
So let's see what happens. TQQ's jumped up.
Whipping around a heck of a lot. I want to see higher lows before I jump into any kind of a long. Intel.
I mean, in all honesty, like I said, so far it's not the worst day in the world. We might not make money, might lose a few dollars. Not a big deal.
By Global X, they are Canada's largest provider of leverage inverse and inverse leverage ETFs, and it just launched 6 new triple levered ETFs, 3 times bull and 3 times bear exposure to the S&P TSX 60 semiconductors and U.S. Treasuries. And hey, this is almost up. Right now, they do have a fee rebate to 65 basis points until December the 31st. Plus, this is a focus on U.S.-based strategies, so they do have the hedging of the US dollar. So we'll make sure you can check them out. BetaPro.ca/3 times. Go check these guys out. So thank you to BetaPro and Global X for continuously sponsoring our stream right there. All right, man. We're doing it again. So yes, sir, man. Good trading over there, Neil. And yeah, right now this is going. And look, man, it doesn't take many trades to hit your goals. And there goes one more time here for the TQs.
AMD bleeding still, and Intel actually just reversed, which I'm actually shocked because Nvidia, AMD just really tanked. Yeah, Intel is actually the strongest one out of the group, which is actually crazy, but it's gonna fade. It's gonna fade. I see everything else fading. The TQQs are fading, so there might be a little bit of strength in there still, which I'm actually shocked at. So we'll see what happens. I just listen. Today's Friday, and we've been in this trade now for 22 minutes. A lot longer than I want it to be honest with you. And look at Intel. Intel's, oh man, still strong. This is wow. This is bullshit.
or so right
So
now.
let's
on
take a look at this quick,
GPU. So,
and you'll
uh,
see
trading over there so far.
Palantir.
Yeah, recent buyout, I was in and out of this. I know Neil can talk more about it. I've stopped trading it, but this has been
You
a great
Palantir.
one, man. This
On the
So,
downside.
just back and forth, a couple outs, just making the spread
Silver,
there.
just
Not
chugging
nothing
along.
crazy, but DBRG back
AMD
and forth, back and forth, so you guys,
just
you
bled
guys
to the
are part of,
downside. Look at that.
trading, and you want to just sit there. Both rebates, that's good for you guys. Robinhood,
Nvidia.
another name there for going up and down again. There goes Robinhood 117.
Bleeding down.
Change right now. That's pulled back nicely too.
And
Uh,
then
200 period. That's why it's
we go to
showing up,
Intel.
On my
Oh yeah, no, we're still strong.
Apple as well, maybe.
Look at that. Hit
Here
VWAP.
comes Robinhood right back into 117, so still down that 1%.
So,
but I'm going to focus
let's
on
see what happens.
the trades
I don't believe this. Wow, look at this.
Right, so we're 350 in the money on
Unbelievable.
Tesla, plus another
Back to the
50 cents in the money
3650s.
right here on the NASDAQ. So we'll wait. I'm bidding here 32s, get out another piece of this, and then we'll wait after that and see what's going on.
Wow, this is
It's
bullshit.
pretty much where we open now. We had a little bit of a dump
You gotta
off
be
early,
kidding me, man.
there,
Out of
guys,
everything,
back,
the
now we bounce
worst
back.
stock in the world, Intel, is making a march up. Wow, that's crazy. If I'm gonna take worst in class, it's gonna be Intel. That's worst in class, no doubt about it. You know, I'm not gonna look at Intel and say, yeah, this is best in class. Just not gonna. You know, if you want to say that it hasn't risen with the tides, I get it. But look at this horse shit.
Not a lot of crazy news in terms of catalysts. You'll usually be pretty light this week. We're going to get Fed meeting minutes on Wednesday. I guess that'll be, we'll see. I mean, we always want to see how it rates.
Wow, talk about doing a total V-shaped turn on this thing off of VWAP. I don't believe it. So we're gonna sit, and we still want to see this thing fade out. I'm actually shocked it hasn't.
Under VWAP, then I would just short it under Friday's resistance, which is like 49.8. But until we get the next bounce, we'll just be on to the next, which was looking for a fade in Intel, another topping tail candle. I'll just use a 15-minute with this, way easier, just so you can see how many times we had topping tail candles up here at about 36.5. So I'm into it. I'll give it to this lower high at about 60. It's just above 60. So just not really 60, 36, 65, but pretty much adjacent to that. We'll pull back into 36.4 and then look for 36 as potential support. It's about a 1.5 range that the stock has been able to put in. AMD got smoked back in. That is, what did Sharif call it? Bullish, bearish engulfing candle? Yeah, that's what the 15 is on AMD. From the strongest or one of the strongest names to right back down into the bid. If you lose 211 here, then things could just get nasty for AMD. But I'm going to allow this one to calm down. I liked it up in the top end here at about 216 and 216.5. Didn't really get all the way there, unfortunately. Intel did, so we're into it. We'll look for that reload on IBIT. As far as I'm concerned, we'll just look trend down there now into Intel. As all of those strong chip names are starting to evade and head right back in, with the exception of maybe Micron. Micron's still in the green as everything else starts to pull back there. So hey, if you like the memory space, it's still stronger than the rest of the chip space, it seems. Micron looking pretty
So
good.
let's see if this can make the dip down.
Intel,
You
you can
know,
already see the top.
we've been into Intel for a while, so
guy, what about says what about silver? Still not convinced yet. It's only now putting in the higher low. So now you get the higher low with no VWAP holds. I want to see this start to break out. Show me that you're actually going to be putting in some strength. Like we already put the trend break, we got about halfway, and then could follow through. I'm willing to be patient with it. Patience has been the way to play. Be specific about what you're looking for in terms of an entry. And if it doesn't happen, then don't take the trade, right? Like trading's hard enough, but you have to have some kind of a plan of action. And
we're just hoping that this just bails out now. That's what we're hoping for.
For sure, as
Oops.
we get into the lows of the day here on Tesla. You know, we can check out Rivian. We're now $5 in on this Tesla trade. We don't have too much left. And I'm pretty happy being out of most of it, well, pretty much all of it right now. Rivian does bounce off 20 bucks, going opposite right now of Tesla as Rivian goes back upside. But again, not too much volume kicking around right there. Oh man, Like this 467 that we wrote down, I mean, that was so good. And the only time we could have reloaded it was on that news. And, I don't know what that was all about there with Israel, but there it goes to the downside. Forced me to get out a little bit there at 466, and then again at 465. We just took a 463.50 because that was the low of the day. Now we'll just wait to see how much further this wants to bleed, right? We do have that. There's that buyout. We have Coinbase we can talk about quickly here, as that also got downgraded today. So watching out for Coinbase with a nice move to the downside there.
So just to clarify, there were not a lot of the downgrades. As I said earlier, Needham actually cut the price targets only, but they did maintain a buy rating. Same for Robinhood as well.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So not much going on today, but Coinbase does get that low move right back into the 50 period moving average again. I'm still short. Like we said, we do know that there's a problem.
So we're just sitting here right now
So
trying to figure out
443s, there we go.
when
And
Intel will crash.
So, it's okay. Yeah, there it goes. Yeah, so it's gone again. So that's okay. We know what the problem is. We just got to get it fixed. So we're working on that as we have some people on it. Vacay. There we go. I'll take another fill and we'll put it right back up there again. So all right. Yeah, that's Coinbase. What I keep doing is just getting out a little bit on the TQs right here at the 50 period moving average. It's really Tesla that's continuously moving. I'm 2 for 2 today. We have Tesla and Nuance trade that we're missing, and I'm just trying to be as specific as I can be right here, and that is just following off of what we talked about ourselves. We have U.S. pending home sales coming out right here. We wrote down silver short, check, right? That's been a good one. Rivian, $20 long, that never hit. TQQ short 55. I mean, that speaks for itself right there. And then Tesla are 467 short. So, we've just been very, very disciplined, doing what we do best. I pride myself on trying to be disciplined here. So let's just wait to see if we do get a move down. We'll go over to Adair now. It's 9:59:30, pending home sales in a matter of seconds. Let's go see what Adair's at.
We've got about 30 seconds here now, 20 seconds until this pending home sale number. Forecast here 0.9%, previous 1.9%, so we're expecting a bit of a drop here. Still positive number, but lower than prior. Pending homes index not seeing a forecast for the previous print here is going to be 76.3. So now we've got about 5 seconds until these pending home sales numbers. 3.3% here for the actual print for pending home sales month for month. So that is much higher than that forecast of 0.9% and the previous print of 1.9%. Again, a 3.3% uptick here in pending home sales month over month. Pending homes index 79.2, higher than the previous print of 76.3. Maybe take a look here at some home-related names, including Opendoor and this type of catalyst. But in the meantime, we're going to take a look at the Nasdaq, which is dropping a bit. It is kind of really got a bit choppy here action for this market, including the QQQ, which I have up here. We bounced really nicely here off the open, now giving back all of that move, but still above, but actually well above pre-market lows. So let's see if we can get out of this range here on the market. We're going to talk about some other plays. SLB is going to be on the watch along with the pressure.
So we went to VWAP again, and it recovered. So we're hoping that this is just going to bleed shortly down and get to the 35.80 range. But if it can breach below, I mean, there's a lot of support going down to it. So let's see if this thing can bleed down. 34.32, 36.32 is VWAP. So it keeps bouncing off of it. Incredible. Everything else is in the shitter. And this thing is just chugging along. A lot of support at that VWAP. I'm actually shocked. Shock. Look at this. Let's see if this can start to pull back now.
There was some small cappers that got mentioned, and thank you again for Darren mentioning the story here with ORBS. Board was up 43%. They announced a buyback program of up to $125 million, which obviously is a significant amount of money if you're a small cap company, but not necessarily.
Nvidia is still heading down.
For most names, just keep in mind the daily trend.
AMD is still heading down. The only one that's even held up at this point above VWAP is Intel. The only one in the chip space. MicroStrategy, TQQs, everything is just still holding up at VWAP. Below, MicroStrategy and Intel are the only two that have held up. So let's see if this was the last gasp here, and we can start to break below. Call this a day.
But I can wait for it. The next available pop, we're going to look to be short back into that one as well. And look, we're really looking for potentially something going in Alibaba, and it's starting to go. There was no particular catalyst. I know it's down 2.7%, and you won't really see it many
Come on.
digits at this point. But just a gap down, it happens to some of the Chinese.
Come on.
Out with just some weakness, but it is closing now above the volume weighted average price. Going to hop a bit here at 147 and about 3/4 here for Alibaba. Hasn't cared too much that the U.S. market has been weak, but then it doesn't.
All right, it's making another run towards VWAP, so let's see if it does it. If it can breach this, this will be good. But it's stubborn today. Very stubborn today.
I mean, our stocks keep on going lower here, so I don't know what to do other than just let's hold on to Tesla and see if we can get a little bit of a better.
It keeps recovering off of VWAP, which is actually shocking to me. Palantir just made another low.
So I am now officially done. Well, we just got a fill right there at 35. My next fill is the low of the day here into the 20s. Well, the low of this recent move right off the open.
Tesla just made another low of the day.
Catch that. Then so far so good.
Silver.
On that bid, 54.25, and then we'll hold.
So we're heading towards VWAP again. And for those who are curious, VWAP does move. It's a structure that moves during the day. So we just breached it again. So let's see. We're still chunk of change away. So it just bounced off VWAP again. So let's see if this can really make a vicious drive down towards it. Get into the 20s, and then it can breach that. So the previous low on this drive was 21. So we're still 13 cents away from there. Okay, this will put us firmly entrenched below VWAP, and it's hugging it right now. Like it's trying everything it can to stay above it at this 35 level. So right now, like I said, is the book going to clear out right now? And are you going to see a drive towards it? Let's see. That's all we can do is just basically see if that's what's going to happen. You know, it's trying. You know, so it's right there at 34, 33, 35, and a lot of action going on there. So let's see. It's hugging VWAP right now, absolutely hugging it. Meanwhile, everything else is heading down to the downside. Nvidia just wow. Made our day right there. It's only been 35 minutes so far in this market. We've made about a day and a half so far. So, we're not here all day. So we're pretty happy with that one. It's a little bounce up. 37s. Again, bouncing off the VWAP. Wow, it's crazy. So far so good. A move that was going upside here was Netflix. So shout out to Netflix. I think it got to like 95. TQQ's still going lower. Tesla just driving down to the bottom. 461. Oof. That's horrible. I think that deal's going to get done there. So congratulations, Netflix. Should be fun to put all there it goes. And now you have silver going for the low of the day, and Intel is retracing as AMD is starting to make new lows.
We'll see. I don't really think the Yeltsin's going to take in for more, but we've been talking like $33. Just nothing material just yet, unfortunately. I still think if you get the 30, you can take it.
So we're in this, and we're just hanging out, and we're going to see what happens.
They don't have to because the board's going to be favoring it, but it's giving it up. It's all V-shaped.
Oh, boy.
Or A's. V-shaped. V-shaped. When you're reversing almost the entirety of the move, still with like some kind of a pop to get back into IBIT, but now all of a sudden AMD is holding under VWAP. It never really gave me the top end of the range, but if we can play underneath long weighted average price, we can join this move. This was one that I actually preferred this one. It just was at 216 or above, and we're holding underneath prior So that's the structure that I like. If we get back into VWAP, we'll take that one short. We're at VWAP right now, and Intel are trying to break down. You've got Nvidia also breaking down through the low of the day. It was really just Micron that was holding up, and even this is starting to abate. Like this could easily join the party. And if the
Alright,
data
so
names
we
go down,
might
if the memory names go
getting
down,
close.
they
It
would
might have
be
actually just failed now.
that has shown
It
any
breached through it, so let's see if we get another.
Unfortunately, I'm not
It doesn't try to reclaim VWAP.
up here.
It might have just run out of gas,
And
so let's see if it has.
VWAP is a moving target, but we're at
It was a
lows.
nice,
Just looking for
oh
any kind
man,
of bounce
this is
to
crazy.
jump back into that short. I haven't seen many longs that we like here today, unfortunately. Now, Alibaba's potentially one, as it's trying to bounce off of VWAP. Again, Chinese names
Right,
don't
it's-
necessarily have to follow
21 was the
VWAP
previous
market,
low.
but until I see
That's
buyers
really where we
going
wanna be
higher
at.
low, bring
We're
back up.
8 cents away from that. If we can breach that,
Right back
then
into
we're gonna be
where I
fine.
wanna be. That's what I'll look for.
Then we'll make a few dollars and we'll call it a day
Otherwise, gonna be
and
patient.
say, yeah, we fucked up on this trade.
Oh man, yeah, we're just been patient holding on to these shorts. We are the Nasdaq is now broke, or it's break back basically to where we opened. So we nailed the short there. We talked about it being a range kind of day. So far so good on that.
We
one.
definitely got too early into this trade, too heavy.
We did have a nice aggressive.
You know, I was trying to do 10 minutes and gone, 5 minutes and gone, and it wasn't the way to do it. But we are below VWAP, so are we going to stay entrenched there? I don't know. I still think it's a short. I thought it from the beginning. I just didn't think there was going to be that much buying enthusiasm in the beginning. So, truth be known, I mean, like I said, we're getting close to where this trade isn't going to hurt us one way or the other. So let's see what happens. All right, that was a nice dip right there. So let's see if this can get to 36. 36 is our out, and we're just going to call it a day then at that point. 21 is the number that we need to break. If we break in 21, then we'll be fine. Then we'll start making that downward push, and then 35.95 is our out, roughly.
So much for watching us. We did have this one earlier when it was halted, and it's been doing nothing all day, which is perfect for the rebate traders.
Oh,
So
look at
that's
that.
gonna be a good trade there.
TQQ is still
Hopefully you guys will
bleeding
want
to
this
the
one and
downside.
get the cash, today with DP.
Everything's just bleeding right now. We're at 21. We're 7 cents away from break even. 6 cents.
We'll see if that's going.
So let's see if this makes that move down there.
We just got it. Yes, sir. Okay. Yeah, good trading there on this name. As we get the futures, nice little downside play there. As there it goes, man. We just hit about, I don't know how many handles this was, 100 or so handles there on the Nasdaq. We have the top of the day, and now we basically have that low, and that's just because we just sat there and took it, right? So sometimes you got to get lucky when you get those fills. It looks like we did do that right there on the Nasdaq. So yeah, so far so good, man. Thank you so much, Salvador, and everybody there in the chat as well. Nvidia could have been a trade earlier too. I just didn't make it. Like that was right there at the 200 period moving average. So that could have been a short that I could have had as well right there. We did not. So let's see what this market wants to do. I'm going to put a stop on Tesla. My stop on this was a break.
Let's see if this can breach the 21s. It's getting close. I mean, can't really complain too much. It's entrenched now under VWAP for the time being. So let's see if this can keep going lower. 21 is our number where support was the last time. It bounced off of 21 again. So we're getting right to 21 again. There was support there. So let's see if the support dies out and people just bail out of this thing. So we're a penny away from the support level, penny and a half. So if we can breach this, it's bouncing again. So let's see, we're right there, 21 and a half, 21. So that's where support is right now. Let's see if support disappears.
And I see a news buff, an interesting story there. I don't know if that's true. Yeah, I don't know if that's true. JP Morgan Chase Bank collapsed in the margin call. Yeah, I don't necessarily think we have to worry about JPM. But whether their traders have gotten too deep,
Look at
I could see some
It's hanging out there,
As
21,
you pull to that
22.
bull run and slower, it has been parabolic.
There's
But I got
support there,
target
but it's not a lot.
on Intel, it just double barreled the prior close at 36.20. So if we get another bounce, we'll look to short it again up here at 36.5 to 36.6 range. And as you can see, my bid came all the way back into VWAP. So we got target on Intel, but we're back into Bitcoin. It's right back at about 87.5. So as long as 88 holds underneath, we like it. We like lower highs, so we'll try to continue to be short this name. Just jumping over to, how did I get Alibaba? Really good question. I accidentally canceled this when dealing with another order, because that did come into VWAP. So I'll slap a fail on myself. I must have canceled that order accidentally. I was trying to get VWAP here in Alibaba, still holding down 2.8%, but holding some higher lows. The market's at the low. This is making higher lows. So I still want to favor the long side here on BABA. I don't think it fills in the gap, but at least it can trend upside when everything else is going down. And Dara?
Just beware, guys, more geopolitical headlines here on Watch. IFX reporting that Ukraine is trying to attack Putin's residence here in the Novgorod region. Then TASS reporting that the Russian foreign minister is saying
There,
that
it's got the
Russia
20 still
negotiating
holding
position
out.
as a result, saying, quote, Russia will retaliate.
Okay, there we go.
Renewed geopolitical tensions here in Ukraine and Russia as we continue to hear about a potential ceasefire.
It breached it for a second, but it reclaimed the 20s.
Yeah, so I don't know, a lot of people talking there about that JP Morgan action there, but we are now short, obviously, on the NASDAQ. So we'll take another bid here, I think, before as we hear possible more tensions arising globally. That could help with the metal trade. Actually, I haven't done that much since the open. I mean, we did have a nice move down for silver, but the last time I checked, it was 7%. It's now 7% as well. So we'll wait for silver at 67.50. I still like that as a short, but we are moments away from that. It's got to get going.
All right, it's finally breaching it. It's bleeding, but it just bounced right back up. Oh my goodness. It reclaimed the 20s.
Early this morning, I don't even really. The story was something about.
It was just a
drone story. Yeah, drone story. So it wasn't that much going on there. So as the market falls down, we're happy to be short, but Amazon kind of just getting back into its day area right there. I wanted to check out Google because this is going to be the one name that I really do want to buy on any weakness, if there is any at all. Tesla starting to go back upside right now. So we're almost going to get stopped out of that one, which is fine by me. There goes Tesla nicely.
All right, we just went long on this. We're seeing if this is going to bounce off that support.
Okay, good.
So let's see what happens.
So there's the break on Tesla, man, and that's a money maker right there. So we're out of Tesla. I actually wind up making more money on the TQQs than I do on Tesla. So we will always go back to the futures if we get a trade there. So we'll put a bid now at night. So we punch out at 20 there, get a little piece out as it looks like the market may have made the lows temporarily for now, and off a little bit of a bump back up into pre-market lows, which is fine by me. We cleared out a lot. This is why it's my number one stock today is going to be the TQQs. So yeah, right now the only position I guess that's relatively new, and you've been shorting IBIT the whole day, so it's not that new, would be that one. And then SMR I'm just seeing right now on a sort of a scanner as well. Yeah, pulling back to VWAP. So nice move today for SMR, San Michael Roberts, but it is making a move back into VWAP. So watch out for there. 1470, 1450 is great. That's a 200 period. So if we can get something in and around there, I think we like that one. Yeah, thank you so much, Salvador. I mean, look, we talk about this all the time, and that was just you got to make calls. That's what trading's about, making calls. And Obi and I talked about that. You just try to put the odds in your favor. And I liked that trade on the TQQ, so there it was. It went right to 55. Yeah. I don't.
Let's see if this goes above VWAP again. I mean, it's showing incredible strength. And like I said, it didn't breach it.
So, oops, that's the daily chart. We don't want that one here. This is it for the TQQs. This is why we just hit 55. It was right to be here. So it was just looked like some support there from Friday. And I didn't think we would actually rip up into there as early as we did, but once we did that...
At this point, we might take a loss today, and it's not going to be a big loss. It'll be a small loss.
Now we are almost out of everything here as we hold it. Guess what? 5%. Yeah, Santa Claus rally not happening today. It won't happen, though. There's a couple news stories in this market.
Remember, what was the average on the Santa Claus rally? Like statistically 1.3%, or I don't know. Michael would know, or you can maybe look it up.
Hopefully this
Like,
thing
it's
can
so
make a move
infinitesimally
up,
small
get a 10 cents out of
relative to the
here.
time period, that whether we're
And
down
then we'll
half a
call it a
percent one
day.
day or whatever, it doesn't really affect it much. Like, what would we have to do tomorrow to reverse this move? And then you could, in theory, you could just be down 0.3, 0.4, 0.7, have like 1, 2.5% day, and oh, whoops, we have a 7 o'clock wrap. So like I tend to think that people overthink that. It's a statistical, historically over time, this is the average kind of deal, as opposed to, well, we should just go in and buy every single day, which I don't necessarily do. I think it's just kind of like ludicrous. So just overall, understand that if you see some big heavy dips, maybe it gives you an opportunity to go long. But the lower high just came in here in IBIT. I'm gonna go with like the top. Like earlier we were getting lower highs before, but now we're getting a topping tail on that same trend line. So we're back into that. Intel's bouncing nicely, and right after I missed the bid on Alibaba at VWAP, it kind of broke that higher low, or sorry, yeah, the higher high I should say, and starting to really trend upside. So I'm gonna look to grab it above the range at 148. If I can't get that VWAP here at like that 3/4, we're just gonna try and get that 48 and get it back into the quarter. So BABA still relatively strong, trending up most of the morning. I don't want to call it like all morning, but it's been trending up most of the morning here, and it's still looking pretty good. Let us know what names you were looking at in the chat. Let's be real. I know there's some small cappers that are moving around. One of them was Mass, but if you are going to be in the chat, you need to hit that subscribe button with the thumbs in the chat. And if you jump into the chat, and you want to talk about a name, just put $sign in the symbol. Mask, unfortunately, the one that we had some fun with a bit of a troll, did gap up today and has been still losing and more losing it right back into the lows. And we're going to talk about it here with the small cap recap, potentially, I don't know, with the Dara, but this one can't seem to get up a VWAP, so it's not going to be a trade for me, unfortunately.
It actually isn't a small cap recap deal, so we are going to talk about Mass, but first we're going to talk here about ORBS. HCO is the name of the company. They are one of these digital treasury, asset treasury type companies, trading higher after announcing a $125 million share buyback program. Now it's worth noting here, Dan Ives is chairman of their board. That is, of course, the Wedbush analyst. Interesting there. SLPA, or SOPA as it's being called here on this desk, Society Pass, one of their subsidiaries, called Thoughtful Media Group, has announced the launch of their TMG social. So SOPA has moved its subsidiary. This stock also has rallied in the past. This is a repeat offender, as we sometimes call it. And last but not least, MASK, 3E Network Technology Group. This one was actually on our morning watch list as well, which you can always get for free. Now this isn't a new catalyst for this name, but on December 19th, which Neil, ironically, was the same day that we started getting people putting MASK in the chat, later that evening, the company announces the closing of a $2 million convertible promissory note offering. MASK, you can find more about on our morning watch, as I mentioned earlier. Relatively small float, couple million share float, $2 million market cap, 8% short float for MASK. And make sure to like and subscribe to send you back. Just what I do.
You know what I was thinking about? This is going to be completely off topic, but like I was thinking about like what kind of comedies that I used to watch that my daughter could see. And I know the mask is Jim Carrey, and the first one came to mind was, you know what? I showed her a clip of Ace Ventura Pet Detective.
Yeah.
I was like, she might be into that, but I haven't seen it in a while, and I remember there being some pretty inappropriate stuff in there, but like off the top of my head, I can't remember. No, Ace Ventura.
Yeah.
But like, how bad is it for an 8-year-old? Because she laughed at the stuff that I showed her, but I don't remember the kind of humor. Usually Jim Carrey's pretty good.
Most of that stuff will just go over.
I'm sure it's fun.
It's fun.
No, but the thing is, you know, at that age, man, they just start repeating everything. And
Yeah.
it's really fun. But I love Jim Carrey's an absolute legend.
Yeah, of course.
That was a great movie.
He exposed Hollywood like 15 years ago.
Oh god, he was doing that way before. Actually, there was a few other people that were doing it too. It wasn't just him. There were a lot of dudes that were letting you know that Ricky Gervais was certainly one as well. But that's what comedians are for. Alright, so for the first time today, I'm in a long in Alibaba. Again, I obviously missed VWAP here, but I have 3 points on the trend line now, so I'll go with the trend line. So 1, 2 on a 3-minute chart, 1, 2, and then 3 dips into trend. So I'm long in front of the trend line. If it breaks the trend, I am going to be out. I'm still doing the same thing, kind of pulling back. oh, you know what's distinctly different? All of a sudden, Intel looks a little bit stronger than it was before. Just going back to the same, I think it's like the only same names I'm looking at, but Intel was a short off of this 36.5 zone. It bounced right at 36 quarter. So let it play back into the high. If it puts a topping tail candle in, then I try to short it again. If it doesn't, I don't know if I want to fight that too much. And the only other name we took, which you could trade on Blue Ocean SLB, by the way, but I'm not going to.
Right.
It's a heller. It's a whatever comes on the drop down for me. It just ends first for no reason because and alphabetically is higher. You're gonna go SSR on SLB, which would be short sell restricted.
So right now we're almost out of this,
That being said,
and
I don't
I'm
necessarily
a few dollars
think
on
that
this.
something like SSR
Really
for
not the
any kind
best
of
trade in the world, but
like if
I'm
I was
actually
looking at
surprised that it
stock and went 10%
rebounded
down,
as much as it did.
like on dip buy,
But it did hit
I like
double
that
bottoms,
play, but I'm not thinking
and
SSR 10% is gonna be
sometimes you just gotta let it go
I
and say,
I
okay,
took
fine,
my
this is
shots.
what I'm
The
gonna
only thing
do.
I want are trend breaks.
So let's see if we get one more
When I
candle
broke
out
the
of this.
trend,
If not,
that's
we're
when I took
gone.
my shot, and it just didn't follow through. But you gotta be able to get away from it. If I start fighting because I just think it's a long. No, I think it's a trend break long, and when I take the trend break, that either works or it doesn't. You know, something where you were saying traders gotta take calls.
Yeah.
I'm actually different. Like I
Get a little bit of a
my
topping tail
philosophy
there.
is completely different. I could care less about what being right on a call. Can you make a trade? Like there's a difference between a call and a trade. Like a call, like okay, I think Alibaba's wrong. Where, when, how?
Yeah, that's the call, yeah.
Alright, so
Like,
at
it's-
least we're gonna make a
so
few
I can
dollars
say
on
that
this
I want
thing.
a 15-minute candle closing above 15.
Good thing we got out of this on the short.
And if that happens, I want to look
And
for a long.
Actually, very,
We get a
very
15-minute
good that we got
green.
out of the short.
There's the open, it closes green. I obviously missed the dip in the VWAP, that's on me. So the next available trade is gonna be holding the trend line.
Look at
Go
this.
long in front of the trend line.
It's very strong. I don't know why.
Ideally, it would have been VWAP in here.
But everything is rebounding.
15-minute closes above, and it gives me that higher low dip. So if you get the trade, you just try to put it on, and then let the odds be in your favor. Go for
The
it.
60s are the topping here. So let's see what happens.
Maybe
Maybe odds.
your odds should be in your favor.
I only watched that movie.
Yeah, I haven't really watched it either.
Yeah. It's a good quote.
It's a good, yeah, it's a good quote, good movie for sure. And there it is, man. So we will end our trade right there on again. You know exactly what Neil said, man. Make the call. Get it.
All right, so this turned around nicely.
Make the call at $55 for the TQs, doing exactly what Neil said. Looking at charts.
Thank goodness we took the we closed it out and we went long on this.
There it is, man.
If we did,
$55
we'd
now
be
ending it
sitting
again
at about
on-
minus 300
Yeah,
again.
we're getting it right there. We had less than 5%. We had 5% left here. We've got filled, so probably about 2.5, 3% left on that one. And that's it, man. It's 10:25. Now let's look and see if we can make another call on something. All right, so futures. I would honestly think about re-shorting right here because it's at VWAP, but that was enough to get me out now. Now we can just sort of calm down. We don't need to just go right back in. into the
All right, so
exact
this is
same
actually
trade.
turning into
So,
a good trade.
let's just wait. Maybe it might be right, but use it as our out. So
240,
let's calm down,
250.
settle down, and
And
see
it just
where
hit the
we
high
go.
at 36.70.
So, Apple, we know we like the Apple long. We're sort of hoping that that was a little lower.
That was a run up. Oh my god. All right, we're out. So we just made 150 on Intel, and you know what? It turned out to be a decent trade. We reversed, and where we were, I'll show you really quick. We'll do a little recap here. So basically what ended up happening is we were short, and we were short at 36, 16, 18, 16 I think, something like that. So we never, ever, ever hit 36, 16 again. So where we were was right about here, and it bounced off of it, and then what happened was we were way out of the money, way out of the money. And so I took the trade way too early. I built in the position way too fast, whereas 36.60, 36.50 was the area we should have been shorting right over here, and we didn't. So we made a mistake, but you know, sometimes, you know, when you get shorter days, you're just like, oh yeah, you know, I just want to get out of this thing, whatever. So that's what happened, and 36.16 is when we went in, and then from there we were stuck, and then we reversed the trade right around here, with a $70 loss, and we rode this up here. So now I'm looking at it right now, and you know, truth be known, at 36.57, this is actually still a pretty decent short. So let's see what happens.
The market hopefully just hopefully longs, shorts, but maybe it did, and the market can resume.
And look at it, it's coming right back. So it's probably going to bounce off the moving averages here. So let's see what happens. I mean, hit the high of 36.70. Listen, we made money today, so I'm not going to complain. Okay, that's the key. And that's pretty much it for today. Have a great rest of your day, and maybe I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.